News.
Well, Christian, thank you. 2 men are now facing life behind bars. They've been convicted of gunning down a single mother of 2. The jury returned guilty verdicts this morning for Trayon Washington and Pat Brown. Wendy Fisher was shot and killed outside her home in 2012 after police said she yelled at a car to slow down as it passed by her house. Local 15's Darwin Singleton has been in the courtroom every day since the beginning of this trial. Darwin, you spoke with attorneys from both sides right after the verdict came down.
I did, and both prosecution and defense attorneys presented powerful closing arguments worthy of any Law and Order screenplay. But in the end, it was the assistant DA who swayed the jury. After spending a week in courtroom 8200, prosecutor Jennifer Wright walked out today with a smile on her face.
Very good day. It's a good day for the state. It's a good day to be a prosecutor.
Wright had just learned a jury had convicted 19-year-old Trayon Washington and 22-year-old Pat Brown of murder. A jury agreed with Wright that Washington shot Wendy Fisher to death outside her own home in July of 2012 as she yelled to a driver to slow down through her neighborhood.
Trayon Washington was the shooter. Pat Brown stopped the car. He facilitated it. Without him starting the whole altercation with her, none of this would have happened. She would be here and we would not be.
While attorneys for Washington and Brown chose not to present any evidence nor witnesses of their own, Wright's team had plenty to say. And the most potent testimony came from 4 people: Wendy Fisher's boyfriend and her daughter, who saw the shooting, and 2 men who were actually in the back seat of the car that day.
And it was a difficult situation for every single person, from Robert to have to relive it, from Madelynn to have to relive it, for the 2 people in the back seat to have to testify against their friends.
Thursday's closing arguments were animated and intense, with Wright calling the defendants liars, accusing them of shooting Fisher down like an animal in her front yard. Washington's attorney, Powell, was equally forceful in attempting to shred the prosecution's evidence. In the end, Wright was more convincing. While Powell chose not to comment, Brown's attorney, Darley, did.
It's very difficult because, we believe in our position still, and at the close of the state's evidence, the judge said on the record that it was a razor-thin case. We respect the jury's verdict wholeheartedly, but we're not done. There are motions that will be filed.
Sentencing for both men is set for February 27th. Tonight at 6, I speak with family members of both Trayon Washington and Wendy Fisher. Live in the newsroom, Darwin Singleton, Local 15 News.